following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Go Cowboys! This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, and Newy Scruggs.
Here we are in Oxnard, California. At least that's where I'm at here for the Players Lounge. The players, Danny McCray and Barry Church, they are in the beautiful air-conditioned studio at the Star in Frisco. Gentlemen, are you ready for a kicking decision? Because there's going to be one that comes down very soon. Very soon. They had tryouts today here in Oxnard, California. 4 kickers were out there, and we'll see who makes the cut. So they had Brett Maher, who was out there.
He's back.
Brett the Fred.
Matt Amendola, who was with the Jets last year. Cole Murphy, who was in the USFL this past season. J.J. Molson of UCLA, who was out there. So Liam Hiralahu and Jonathan Garibay have been the kickers so far in camp. They have not been impressive at all. Guys, they've been so bad it's made me long for Greg the Leg. That's how bad it's been.
Not old hook 'em left Zerline. You talking about hook 'em left?
I'm just let me tell you something.
Man.
Baltimore has showed you how important the kicking game is. All right, to have a kicker that you can depend on to win you games, and you don't have to worry about it after you score a touchdown if you're gonna get the PAT or trying to get the ball to the 25 because your kicker, is not good from plus 40. Right? It changes the whole mindset of you as an offensive coordinator when you have a guy that has a weapon like that can hit from 60 and you're confident that he can do it, right? That's what we thought we had when Greg the Leg came, but he was hook 'em left, right?
Yeah.
And now we looking at guys coming in and Hiralahu and Maher's now back.
Yeah, they're back in the building.
We do not want this to be an issue when we start the season, trying to figure out if we should go for it on 4th down in the red zone because we don't have confidence that our kicker can make a kick. Like, that is something that we don't want Kellen Moore to have to even decide on. Well, actually, that would be Mike McCarthy.
See, you did it right there, man. See, we did it right there, man.
Yeah, I mean, Mike McCarthy to decide on, based on like, hey, I don't believe that my kicker can make this kick. Like, we don't want to have that issue.
Nah, we don't want them problems. And if we're all being honest with each other right now, I mean, the last time the Cowboys had, a consistent kicker to where, if they lined up for a PAT or a field goal within 50 yards, you could change the channel to see what other game is because you knew they was going to make that kick. And the last time we had that was, I'm going to have to say, man, it was Dan Bailey.
I was about to say, don't pass up my man Dan now.
Bailey. And it's been some years since he's put a Cowboy uniform on. So we all know, what the kicking game means out there. It could be the difference between a win or loss. We've seen it a couple times last year with old hook 'em left. So you can't leave points on the field. And that's, I know this team is good, but they're not good enough to just leave points on the field. And that's what happened last year. When we don't make those field goals consistently and it comes down to a game with, within 2 points, within 1 point, you're going to need that consistent kicker. And like you said, we need somebody to where we can get to the 35, 40-yard line and still have a great chance to make that kick and not have to go all the way up to the bridge of the red zone to say, all right, we're comfortable enough to kick this field goal. Because like you said, then that leaves the decision to McCarthy to go for it on 4th down or not. And we know he's not the best decision maker when it comes down to those crucial situations. So to me, we just got to get a consistent kicker to knock all that off and make sure we get guaranteed points in there. And right now, from the looks of what camp is going on and what Newy was saying, I don't know if we have that in camp right now.
I'll tell you this, though. The rule changes that the NFL usually put in, I'm against. All right,
what you talking
but
about?
The kicking has become much more exciting.
Oh, yeah.
And the impact of a PAT from when we were playing,
that was
it was
money.
from the 2 or 3 yard line.
It was easy money.
And now it's an actual field goal, and it makes the game a little bit more exciting. But it also puts that pressure on kickers to earn that money, man.
Oh, without a doubt. Back in the day, it was kickers just sit on the bench. I got to go to this PAT. Let me just go out here and swing. Now you see, whenever they get into that fringe red zone, kickers are there warming up. They're getting that leg right because you don't want to be that guy to miss a couple extra points, and then especially down here in Dallas, you already know everything's under a microscope. So pressure is mounting, man. We got to get these kickers going.
So I'm anticipating maybe the next 90 minutes or so, an announcement is made on one of the kickers. I am guesstimating. Okay, I haven't talked to anyone, but I'm guesstimating Jonathan Garibay, rookie from Texas Tech, will probably be released, and they'll bring in a League One kicker to compete with Liam Hire-Labu, and then those are the guys who go up to Denver for the joint practices and the preseason games. But I think they've probably seen enough from Garibay to say right now, you know what, we're not comfortable. These rookie, already as a rookie, we're going to have to go ahead and be a little bit extra, have some extra in your kicks to get them to say, yeah, we want to believe in this guy. I just think he's been way too shaky, and they've got to move on. And that's a sad situation for him. They really wanted this kid to make this team. But do or do not, there is no try when it comes to these kicks. So it's important, guys. 23% of games in the National Football League are decided by 3 points or less. This is just simply a decision that has to get made. They've got to get better. Go back to last year's game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The difference in the football game are the missed opportunities that came from Greg Zuerlein. So they've got to be better.
I know this. Listen, this is what I do know, okay? You can't always go get a kicker with the talent that a guy like we have at LSU. You know what I'm saying? When you go down the road and you start getting guys from Texas Tech, you know what I'm saying? And they saying they kicking under pressure, all right? It ain't the same as when you in the SEC, when you at a school like LSU, a school like Alabama. I ain't gonna take nothing away from the guys that have been at those schools. If you playing for a national championship like Clemson, the pressure is different. All right? Yeah, nothing against my man from Texas Tech, okay? I'm sure, he did his thing while he was in college, but this is a different game. And you separate the guys that can perform under pressure and the guys that can't when you get into training camp. Now, if you can't do it at training camp practice, it's going to be hard as hell for you to do it when you get into a preseason game. Better yet, a regular season game when you trying to kick a game winner to beat a guy like Tom Brady.
I mean, you're right. I mean, like right now, I know they got some fans over there in Oxnard. Like, the Cowboys fan is nationwide. Everybody loves the Cowboys, so they come out to the game or they come out to practice. So you get a little crowd hype over there, but the pressure between that preseason and regular season, it's just it's a different stratosphere. So when you get in front of 90,000 fans, you kicking from the 35-yard line, everybody screaming and hollering, you got the opposing team jumping up and down, waving. It becomes pressure-packed situation because you got a thin leash. If you go ahead and hook here or miss it there, you might get pulled. They might bring another kicker competition in there. So the pressure is definitely mounting for these guys, and I hope they get it right during this training camp and preseason. Because the last thing we need to happen is for Tampa Bay to come into Dallas, we down 48-45, and here comes the kicker, and he goes ahead and shanks one. I mean, you're never going to hear the end of it.
How much of this is on Bones Fossil? Newy.
I don't know. I don't know about that. Obviously, he's got an opportunity, and they waited in there. I think when Garibay was working out, I think he was on vacation, and they sent him the video. So, or no, I think maybe he went up there. It was another player he got video of. I think it was Turpin. He got the video of while he was on vacation. So, look, they're going to go out their decision and do what they could do. As far as the LSU kicker thing goes, yeah, he was a good player, but I don't necessarily think that matters. I think it's can you kick or can you not kick? I mean, Daniel Carlson, who was pretty good for the Raiders, he went to Auburn. Nick Folk, who went to the league last year, he was a draft pick in Arizona by the Cowboys. Boswell, Pittsburgh, Scott Rice. I mean, a lot of fans go to football games. Matt Gay of the Rams, he kicked at Utah. You got another top kicker, went to UCF. So I don't really necessarily think it matters where you've gone. And Lord knows, these Alabama kickers that Nick Saban had to struggle. And I can't really think of one in the NFL doing anything right now.
Yep, and they got Heisman quarterbacks, too. That's why
they usually kick it from the 20.
Yeah. And they learn quickly before they get to the NFL that they can't kick under pressure. That's why they ain't doing nothing in the NFL. You're right. Listen, you're right, Newy. I'm sure it's not that big of a deal. I'm just poking fun at the kid, okay, because he went to Texas Tech instead of LSU. But it matters. To some extent, it matters when you get the crowds around you and the lights are bright and the pressure's on and you going to kick for national championships versus kicking for potato chip bowl. It is
not the potato chip.
I'm just saying. No, it's different. It's different. Like different guys take on pressure different ways, and can they overcome that or not?
Wasn't this guy come out of Texas Tech? I mean, I might be wrong, but wasn't he supposed to be this highly touted, kicker that can bomb stuff from 65 65,
Yeah, I heard
70
he kicked
yards.
the 60 in the wind or something.
Yeah, they say he got this crazy leg and he's crazy accurate, but it just, just hasn't showed up at camp.
Bring Jeff Heath back, bro. Y'all
the goat back there, Heath. I mean, he gonna knock it in. He gonna find a way.
Bring Jeff Heath back, man.
Is he on? He might be on somebody else's roster. I don't know.
All right, let's dive into another topic. If we get any kicker news, we'll dive into it there. Since you guys were defensive backs, let's get into Trayvon Diggs here, who spoke to the media yesterday. He had his son. His son came to the podium, and he admitted that he shut his Twitter down. He said it's too toxic, so he's out on Twitter. So he was getting. There were a lot of folks on Twitter, and I personally thought it was some of the hate he got there was a little bit off base. I mean, some of it was team hate. The Philly fans came in there. Oh, he's getting cooked. He's getting that. These are people who are here seeing everything that's happening here. But I actually thought it was smart for Diggs to shut it down. If he felt there was an issue, if he felt it was too toxic, then just don't shut it down and you don't have to pay attention to it all. So I'll start with you, Barry. What were your thoughts on that?
I definitely thought it was a good idea. I mean, look, if you're going on, all these social medias, yeah, there's some good with them, but there's also a lot of bad with them. And, in Twitter, you get anybody in front of a keyboard, they're going to say what they want to say. And sometimes, and a lot of times, it's a negative light. And like you said, Cowboys are one of the most loved teams, but they're also one of the most hated teams. And fans will come out there and just say all types of stuff just because they hate the star. The guy had 11 picks last year. He got beat on a couple one-on-ones. And then, everybody and their mom say how washed he is. The guy was one of the top 3 corners in the NFL last year. And, yeah, he gave up some yards, but he also made some great plays for this team. And if it's bringing him such toxicity and negativity to where he feels like it's stressing him out, then I'm glad he got rid of it. Because you're in the middle of getting ready for a season to try to come back and be take another step forward and be in a better corner. You don't need any of that negativity coming your way. And half of the time, probably 100% of the time, the people that are bringing that negative stuff don't know anything about football. They're not at the Cowboys camp. They're not seeing the work this guy's putting in. And yes, as a corner, you're going to get beat from time to time. Everybody, they get paid on the offensive side of the football as well. So I'm glad he took that measure and just deleted it, just deactivated the social media account for now, just to clear his head and get focused back on football. You don't need any of that negativity coming your way, especially when you're trying to get ready for the season. So I thought it was a great move by him to deactivating that Twitter and just focus on ball.
Yeah, same here. I remember is it LeBron James does that? He goes dark. He goes dark on social media because no matter what you do, Trayvon Diggs could have 6 or 7 picks in one practice and come out there and get cooked the next day, have a rough go at it, and it's going to be some guy with 2 followers reaching out, telling him how trash he is and how sorry his family is and how he needs to focus only on football. And I'm glad that he has the wherewithal to know that it is bothering him enough that he needs to just shut it off. Because we've seen what's the guy name in Las Vegas who's all on Facebook, on live, Dave Arnett, arguing back and forth with a guy telling him I'm finna come to your house and do all that stuff because it's gotten into his head. He's on it too much, right? It's becoming a part of him. So shout out to Trayvon Diggs for recognizing that was the route that he needed to take in order for him to focus on being the best football player that he can be. I commend him for that. And keep balling, young brother. Keep balling, okay? We want 12 of the 13 picks out of you this year, man. Because top 10 defenses, we have players like that on defenses. You're right when you top 10, all right? So focus on the task at hand. Don't worry about these Twitter people with these the internet thugs.
Yeah, the internet thugs. What gets me is I can see fans coming on there talking about your play. All right, you play bad or whatever, you can come on in and play. But when you're bringing in the family and they're talking about all types of stuff that doesn't even have to deal with football, it gets a little bit much. And like you said, I'm glad he deactivated that. I'm not so sure about the top 10 defense, but we'll talk about that later on. Yeah. Diggs, though, good move, deactivating that social media. It can just bring negativity to it.
He about to start this. He don't believe in Dan Quinn stuff again.
But I ain't say nothing. I didn't say nothing.
Hey, look. All we need to worry about for Diggs, just worry about that second contract he's going to get because it's going to be big.
You called it, Newy. I ain't going to lie. You called it back in. When did he get drafted? What was that?
2 years ago.
Yeah, you called it. Second contract Diggs. So we'll see.
The Cowboys are going to be in a real tough spot from the standpoint. You're going to have CeeDee Lamb. It's going to be up. You got Trayvon Diggs you got to deal with, and then you're going to have Micah Parsons coming right behind him. Dak Prescott signed a short deal. So the Cowboys in the money train, man.
Tony Pollard coming too.
Real interesting to see. You know what? Here's the thing about this. It's just my thought process. you probably franchise Tony Pollard because you get Tony Pollard. Franchising a running back, the number's cheap. So you can franchise him, and you know that could be easy one for you, almost like what you did with Dalton Schultz this year. Go ahead and get a nice little deal and not have to do a multi-year contract. So that'll be interesting to see how they approach that with Tony Pollard. Let's take a break. I want to talk to you about an email I got, guys, because you're former players. And I want to get your opinion on this email I got from a Cowboy fan about the way things are going. We'll do that next right here on the Players Lounge. I'm Newy Scruggs at Oxnard, California. At the start, this is the Players Lounge on DallasCowboys.com radio.
It's Smoothie King's original angel food and new angel food slim without added sugar. You no longer have to choose between treating yourself and hitting your goals this summer. You don't have to choose between great taste and feeling great. Because at Smoothie King, every blend is made with whole fruits and no syrups, so you can satisfy your cravings without compromise. The only choice you will need to make is which one is best for you. Try our classic angel food or the new angel food slim, blended without added sugar. Smoothie King, rule the day.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm a broken traffic light. Stop and go is the name of my game. It's easy. You go, they go. Or was it, they go, you go? And if you have the wrong car insurance, these repair costs could stop you in your tracks. So get Allstate's new low auto rate and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Not available in every state based on coverage and limits selected. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Attention Cowboys fans looking for the best shave of your life. There's a new official razor of the Dallas Cowboys, Shave Logic. Imagine not having to buy blades as often and getting more smooth shaves than your old razor, guaranteed or your money back. After more than 10 years of research and over 150 company patents, ShaveLogic is proud to offer Cowboys fans a special offer. For a limited time, visit ShaveLogic.com and get a free $10 gift card with your purchase. Go to ShaveLogic.com now for more smooth shaves guaranteed.
The Cowboys way, where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships shows us what success looks like. Where turkey is always the second best part of Thanksgiving Day. Where we are all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans know it's our job to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys way.
Copyright 2020, Bank of America Corporation.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Come watch the Cowboys practice during training camp at the Star, presented by American Airlines. Open practices will take place for back-to-back nights at the Ford Center at the Star in Frisco. Join us for the Cowboys on Tuesday, August 23rd, starting at 4, and then open practice on Wednesday, August 24th at 6 p.m. And for more information, visit starfrisco.com. Newy Scruggs here in Oxnard, California. We've got some breaking news. The players are Danny McCray and Barry Church. They're back at the Star in Frisco. So, gentlemen, you guys actually broke it to me during the break here. The decision has been made. Gone is Jonathan Garibay, from the rookie from Texas Tech. Brett Maher is now been signed. He wins the kicking competition. So Maher versus Liam Hajrullahu, and apparently it's just going to be Hajrullahu getting all of the kicks today in practice. Gentlemen, your thoughts?
I like that. Damn, you broke it.
Yeah, no, listen. Yes, I'm glad that we're seeing that they are forcing competition.
Yes.
And then when you don't step up to the plate and do what you're supposed to do in training camp, they're willing to make the change early. Mm-hmm. And if the next person doesn't do it, I hope they're willing to do it early and often.
Yes.
All right? Until we find somebody that we can be confident in, because the kicking game can win you a Super Bowl or it can keep you out of the playoffs. You know, like
the Chargers.
It can literally wreck your season if you don't have a kicker that you're confident in. So the fact that we are searching and looking and making it a priority for us to find the guy who can make those kicks, I'm excited for it. Maher, hey man, come on, push Hajrullahu. All right, y'all go out there, make this competition something to where both of y'all get better, and we end up with a confidence. With a kicker that we have confidence in.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on that one, man. Shout out to Will McCray for bringing them guys in to compete against each other. And now these guys know that there's consequences. You go out there and go, 3 for 8, or 1 for 7 from field goal range, you might be gone the next day. So LH or Liram Hiralahu.
Hiralahu. You got it.
Yeah, I got Hiralahu. I'm out here with it. It's going to be him and Brett Maher going back to back, and hopefully we'll get to see both of these guys in preseason action in the games. Hopefully they have a big opportunity to see what they can do and kick some field goals out there. Because like you said, if we can just get it doesn't even have to be Dan Bailey's like just continuously accurate. If he can just be good from within 40 yards, I'm good with that. But just a little bit more consistent than my guy Hookem Left Zerline.
Nah, I need him to be. He got to be
even better than
45.
That? 45? Okay.
Yeah, 45, 47, and there. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's a 35-yard line.
Yeah, you're right.
So I need you to get up.
Under 50, good. As long as you're consistent under 50.
Yeah.
All right, we good.
Let me do that. Don't have them out there kicking 60s. How when Greg the Leg was there, I would say these dudes are about to try to kick it from 65. Like, look, don't do that. But yeah, like it's somebody that we can have confidence in from the 30, 32, 33, somewhere in there. I'm okay with that.
I could just imagine like 65-yarder. Hey, Greg, you ready? He's over there. Like, I got this. Man goes up there, hooks to the left. Like there was just no.
Got all the distance.
Just hooking them. There wasn't any consequence to it. He was like, I hooked it. I'll be back next week. Like, no, it doesn't need to work that way. So go ahead, Newy.
Guys. It's real simple. It's real simple. Would you take either one of these kickers on your fantasy team right now?
No.
Nah, I can't do that. Especially when you got guys like Tucker out there. I need consistency, man.
Listen, if I was at the end of my draft, I would be taking them. These dudes would be free agents at the end of our draft. We got 12 teams, and I don't think now one of them teams will be picking any one of these kickers that's on this roster. And that's just Maher was released previously.
Yeah, he was.
He had his shot here, and then you got Hiralahu, who you were hearing about missing all the kicks in training camp, and was up for decision for who was going to get released. All right, it wasn't like he just was flying through. All right,
they flipped the coin on it.
Yeah. When Newy said it, he was like, I think it's going to be this guy, but it's still a possibility that both of these dudes are out of here. So nah.
Yes, there's still that neither guy is the kicker on this team to start the season, or there could be a different kicker come September. So I think this is a fluid situation right now when it comes to the Cowboy kicking situation. But I always like to say with stuff like this, would you put him on your fantasy team? Probably not. So there you go. I want to run this email by you. This is what I got the other day, and I'm going to leave the name off from the person, but it says, "Hi, Newy, hope all is well. I just wanted to get your thoughts on the Dallas Cowboys players' kids and family being allowed on the field during training camp. I am all for family, but isn't this supposed to be about work, all work? I'm sitting here watching Anthony Brown stretching on the field, and his kids are running up to play with him. This camp is taking on more of a feeling of a vacation, with a little training camp sprinkled in instead of the other way around. Would we have seen this with Jimmy Johnson or Bill Parcells or even Jason Garrett? I don't remember seeing this before. If I'm wrong, please correct me. It just makes me nervous that I don't think they are taking these training workouts as seriously as they should, which is why they haven't won anything. I know people hate us always bringing up Jimmy Johnson, but you have to admit, Jimmy held some serious practices. No one's kids were running out on the field to play during Jimmy's training camp. You have months off to play with your kids and all the time in between. Training camp is supposed to be for work, being focused, period. Everything seems overly relaxed. Practices are letting out early. Kids running around. Just wondering, what are your thoughts on this? Thanks and take care.
This guy is definitely 50 plus.
Easily 50 plus.
Listen, every time I hear something like that, I always go back to my example of when the old school people hear the new school songs, they cannot find a way to be like, oh, that's a good song. They be like, well, back in my day.
We didn't do it like that.
Don't nobody want to hear about back in your day, all right? When I watched Hard Knocks with the Los Angeles Rams, right, who ended up winning the Super Bowl a few years after that, they had all type of stuff going on at their training camp, all right? Superstars coming in. I'm sure they had kids running around out there, everything going on. And then you mentioned Anthony Brown, a guy who we're talking about as being one of the best players and having the best training camp. Listen, if that's what it takes for him to have the best training camp, bring all the kids, bring them onto the sideline. Like these dudes are humans, all right? I bring my daughter to work every once in a while. Mm-hmm. That don't affect the work that I'm doing. I'm sure if Anthony Brown was having a bad camp and the coach thought that it was as a result of him not being focused because his family was out there, they would shut it down. Mm-hmm. But that's not what's going on. Mm-hmm. All right, I trust these guys. I think that they're doing the right thing, and it's only right to make this thing more of a family type of environment. It's a family business. I like it
without a doubt. I mean, you sitting there, you talking about camp is hard. All right, like, and when people sit there, camp is physically and emotionally and just mentally draining. So sometimes you got to have your family out there just to get your mind off of the game for a little bit so you can refocus and relock in. I mean, I remember going against practice in New England and seeing Tom Brady's family all out there. Ain't nobody have a problem with that. That man won 6 Super Bowls. You telling me his family coming into camp was that big of an ordeal? But no, I don't see the problem at all. And it's not like it's pre-practice. It's not like, everybody's focusing in. You know how you go after the locker room after you're getting dressed, you go on the field, you warming up a little bit, you getting your mind ready to go into practice. All this is going on, I'm sure, after practice, you're done stretching, your family comes on the field, you toss the ball with your son a little bit or your family members, whoever the case may be, you chat it up with a couple people. But yeah, this not having your family at training camp because it's supposed to be all focused and laser-like focus, it's not going to get you anywhere. I mean, there is a such thing as just being drained from football. And when you have your family there, get your mind off it a little bit, get you recharged, refocused, and ready to go back out there. So to me, I don't see any problem with Andy Brown or anybody else bringing their family members onto the field after practice and having some enjoying time with your family on the field. I mean, there's not too many times that your family can enjoy coming on the field with you and seeing that your dad is one of the NFL superstars out there. I mean, that's a big experience.
I just hate that it is always made to seem like there's only one way to do it. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy Johnson did it this way, and I'm telling you, this is the way you got to do it. And I'm watching Pete Carroll have one of these type of environments where he's a player's coach, and I'm watching Sean McVay get out there and do it. I'm watching these guys have success at winning, and it's because they players have a certain type of respect for them because of what they allow. Yep. They allow them to be men and know that they're going to focus in when it's time to handle the business that they are here to do. All right? Yeah. Jimmy Johnson ain't coaching no more, man. Yeah. Hey, you may well forget that. All right? The game ain't the same. Look, the game is not. There ain't no more two-a-days. All right? Stop talking about Jimmy Johnson. No. Nobody want to hear that.
People ain't really getting tackled anymore. Yeah. I mean, it's a new day and age. And, like I said, some people are stuck in their ways.
And you should have called out, like, another player. All right? Anthony Brown, who I've seen multiple people in the media say is having the best camp. All right, so you're talking about the wrong guy, man. You should have been talking about the kicker we just released.
Yeah, maybe his family was there or something. You don't talk about the guy that's putting up arguably his best best camp as a Dallas Cowboys. So.
After coming off his best season as a Dallas Cowboy.
This is true.
Come on, man. Nah, nobody want to hear that. We don't want to hear about the old school stuff. We don't want to hear it.
Well, I did use the line from The Wire when I responded back, and by the way, it was from a female who sent me the email. I said, the thing about the old days is them the old days. Mm-hmm. So, and I tried to explain first off, and this is what happens if you just watch clips on Twitter or you just watch the newscast video. The families come on the field after the practice, okay? That's the first. So if you saw Anthony stretching and you saw kids come up, that's when practice was 100% over and guys are all walking off the field and some people are still there with the families. I got to meet Tank Lawrence's parents. We've seen Micah Parsons' family come out here, Zach Martin's family, John Fossil's kids, Bones Fossil's kids were out here climbing up the goalposts, hanging out, having fun. Saw Coach Phil been out here with his family. So I've seen a lot of interaction of families, other people introducing themselves, and other kids playing with other kids. I think it was Aiden Diggs, Trayvon's son, was playing with one of Kelvin Joseph's kids. I mean, I've seen a bunch of bonding out here, which is something that didn't happen because of COVID last year and restrictions. I mean, they limited a lot of things last year. So in a lot of ways, this is kind of new. Really, actually, it's new 100% for everyone with Mike McCarthy. Because you go back that first time he was head coach, they had all the COVID restrictions. Then the second year, they were still kind of playing things a little bit close to the vest, trying to make sure that they guarded themselves against COVID. So now, this is really the first time they've had an opportunity for under Mike McCarthy to have the families come out here and do their thing. And oh, by the way, Tony Dungy had families around for years when he coached in Tampa and Indianapolis, and I think Tony Dungy's got a gold jacket. He's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame with a Super Bowl ring. But hey, what do I know?
The person gonna tell them how this person gonna tell somebody worry about your kids. You know what I'm saying? When you're not at training camp. Like what? Come on, man. These are the type of people that caused Trayvon Diggs to get off of Twitter.
And I'm glad he did.
I had talking nonsense. All right, don't make no sense. These dudes will be okay. And if they don't have a good season, it ain't because the kids came on the field.
No, not at all. Not at all.
All right, let's take a break. We talked a little bit about the MVP of camp so far. I'll give you mine. And we haven't spoken that much about the player. But I'm telling you, I think this is the MVP of the camp. We'll dive into that next. I'm Newy Scruggs in Oxnard, California. Barry Church, Danny McCray, they're back at the Star of Frisco. This is the Players Lounge on DallasCowboys.com radio.
It's Smoothie King's original Angel Food and new Angel Food Slim without added sugar. You no longer have to choose between treating yourself and hitting your goals this summer. You don't have to choose between great taste and feeling great. Because at Smoothie King, every blend is made with whole fruits and no syrups, so you can satisfy your cravings without compromise. The only choice you will need to make is which one is best for you. Try our classic Angel Food or the new Angel Food Slim, blended without added sugar. Smoothie King, rule the day.
Attention Cowboys fans looking for the best shave of your life. There's a new official razor of the Dallas Cowboys, Shave Logic. Imagine not having to buy blades as often and getting more smooth shaves than your old razor, guaranteed or your money back. After more than 10 years of research and over 150 company patents, Shave Logic is proud to offer Cowboys fans a special offer. For a limited time, visit shavelogic.com and get a free $10 gift card with your purchase. Go to shavelogic.com now for more smooth shaves guaranteed.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm a broken traffic light. Stop and go is the name of my game. It's easy. You go, they go. Or was it, they go, you go? And if you have the wrong car insurance, these repair costs could stop you in your tracks. So get Allstate's new low auto rate and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Not available in every state based on coverage and limits selected. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
We paid how much for those lessons?
Shh, she's doing great.
Oh yeah, totally. Can you pass me a Pepsi Zero Sugar? Great job, honey! Oh, look at that. That's not the end.
No way. Now it's time for the encore.
You know what? You're right. 5 times? Not enough times.
For everyone who traded in rock concerts for their kids' recitals, you've compromised enough. Pepsi Zero Sugar. That's what I like.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Are you a Cowboys fan who spices up the game? Nominate yourself or a friend to be the Cowboys Fan of the Year presented by Captain Morgan and win a trip to Super Bowl 57 in Arizona. Nominate today at DallasCowboys.com/Fan of the Year. You are in the Players Lounge, brought to you by nobody. We're still searching for a sponsor right now. I know Danny McCray and Barry Church have some particular sponsors they'd love to see. I'm just going to roll with whatever the guys want to have as a sponsor. But we'll see who.
I'm telling you, they missing out.
All them bookings I did through hotels.com, man, that's how they do us, man. This is crazy.
Yeah, you booked too many. Too many discounts given out to you.
Personally, I'm rooting for one of those NASCAR type sponsorships where we have like 13 of them. And you come out there. We want to thank our sponsors. All the go through your chicken sponsor, your candy sponsor, your tire sponsor, your food sponsor. Just go down the list of everything, man. Just have a whole list of everything up in there. Be like Bubba Wallace when he's out there. Thanking all his sponsors. So. Want to get in there and do that. All right, I'm Newy Scruggs out here in Oxnard, California. The players are Barry Church and Danny McCray. They're back there in Frisco. By the way, Church, your name came up at practice, at the end of practice the other day, man.
What they talking about out there, man?
I was chatting with Will McCray, and I said, Will, are you in the Rice Hall of Fame? And he said, no, he's not. And I said, well, they got to get you in the Hall of Fame so they can get that check. And he said, nah, I don't want to write checks. I said, oh. going to that Barry Church school.
See, Will like your boy.
I write no check.
Yeah, Will's just like your boy, man.
$42.
Charity started in my pockets, home. Hey, just let you know, every ducat counts, man. Shout out to Will McCray out there.
$42. With the season coming up, Church, I think this is the opportune time to go ahead and reach back and go to the alma mater and go ahead and join that Rocket Booster Club.
Apple Pay.
Man, I'll tell you, if they would have sponsored my trip to Oxnard, it would have been good. Yeah, I ain't had no sponsors though, so if I can't get sponsored, I can't sponsor nobody else.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? $42.50. Whatever.
This is how the rich talk.
I'm telling you, man.
This is how the rich talk.
My arms is too short. I got them alligator arms. I can't reach in them pockets, man.
Wow. Wow.
Somebody in Toledo, I hope y'all listening to this.
What you mean?
I hope a Toledo Rocket is listening to this.
They part of the reason I ain't get drafted. Now it ain't the coaching staff there now. It's the previous coaching staff.
So don't punish the new staff.
I'm just saying. He was part of the whole staff. He was just a receivers coach then. You know what I'm saying? Hey, hey, I'm just saying. Nah, I'm messing with you. Coach Candle, he's a beast out there. He got Toledo right. He
listened.
Right.
He listened.
Hey, look. Bottom line. All right, Toledo gets started on a Thursday night, September 1st on ESPN3 against Long Island.
Wait, ESPN3?
It's an excellent time for you right now, Church, to go ahead and get that $42 and join the Rocket Booster Club.
Are you shocked about ESPN3?
Yeah, I'm shocked, man. I'm shocked.
You said y'all should be higher?
We should. At least on 2. Get us on ESPN2.
Y'all about to be on YouTube TV. You got to search for it.
Here you go. After the draft picks we had last year.
Streaming live.
We should at least be on Peacock or something. Get us on something. ESPN.
You on Zeus.
I didn't even know ESPN3 was a 1 and 2, the U.
We play on ESPN3 sometimes. LSU played on ESPN3 when our games start late, and then they put us right back over to ESPN.
Okay, all right. I'm just saying we should be on one of the 2 or the 1 or something.
$42 short. $42 short. They would have been on ESPN2.
It's all right. We're going to represent the MAC well this year. All right, we're going to represent well. Man, I got us on ESPN.
On September 1st, it's Thursday, September 1st, there are 5 MAC games. 2 of the games are on regional networks. You got Ball State taking on Tennessee. That's on the SEC network. Then you got Michigan State taking on Oklahoma State. That's on FS1. And the other games are on ESPN3, except for the Northern Illinois, Eastern Illinois game. By the way, Eastern Illinois, the College of Tony Romo with Sean Payton. That is an ESPN Plus game. So you got to go ahead and get yourself playing a team.
We're going to get a dub, though. That's an early dub. We might go undefeated messing around. Ooh, for real.
Was I here believing? You don't believe in Dan Quinn, but you think Toledo going undefeated?
I'm just saying we might go undefeated. We might go. I'm telling you. If I was still there, we'd have been the SEC. We'd have whooped up on the SEC team. Easy.
Yeah, okay.
Easy.
Talking about swimming.
Easy.
Swimming, golf, all that stuff, maybe. You ain't talking about no football.
I'd had about 15 tacks, maybe a pick or 2.
Yeah, because y'all lost by 60. You would do nothing but tackling. First down after first down, you tackle.
Crazy. What's up, Newy, man? What's up?
My Oxnard MVP is Micah Parsons. I'm going to go with Micah Parsons. And one of the things is we have not, because they're trying to limit him, and you can't touch the quarterbacks. Folks, this guy's primed for another. I mean, if he stays healthy, he's primed for a year that I think can be better than last year. He knows what to do in the NFL. He understands the speed of the NFL. I remember he shot a gap here, and Tyler Smith wasn't ready for it when he shot. The A gap here. What he's going to be able to do this season is great. And I think there are times where they allow folks to hold Micah Parsons. I remember one time he was on the ground, and Nick Eatman was talking about it yesterday on the media match. He looks up to linebacker coach Scott McCurley. He's like, if I'm on the ground, it's for a reason, okay? I mean, come on. But to me, Micah Parsons is a special football player.
So you said D-Law look good, too? Is that what you said? Did I hear that?
I ain't hear nothing about no D-Law.
Oh. You said D-Law look good?
I haven't heard really much of it. Has D-Law been holding it down at camp, or what's it look like? I haven't really heard much from D-Law.
Tank Lawrence and Tyron Smith have been out there for all the practices. They're doing their things, man. And so far, so good for both players. And I've seen packages where they've got D-Law going down and playing some D-tackle, and you've got Micah Parsons out there on the end. good luck, folks. Good luck. Because if these two guys are healthy, man, they're going to be a good football team. And I'll say this. Against Joe Burrow and Tom Brady, because the first game is against the Buccaneers, the second game's at home against the Bengals. You're going to need a pass rush. You're going to need to get after these quarterbacks here. And Tom Brady going to be taking some three-step drops. Same with Joe Brady, because if you're trying to hold on to the football with these guys, what they're doing in the Osa Odigizua up front, I mean, it could be a long day. The defense is going to have to carry this football team this year. I mean, that's just my feeling right now. It's going to have to carry the football team. And Micah Parsons, if he makes that jump into this second year, this defense and the way the secondaries look this year, man, he could be some trouble for a whole lot of folks. There'll be a whole lot of holding penalties out there on offensive linemen, and don't send no running back to try to block. Don't do that. I mean, if I'm telling you right now, if I'm a quarterback and I see a running back just trying to get Micah Parsons, I'm gonna be mad. I would be mad. That's blasphemy, because no running back is gonna be able to block this guy.
What about Ridgeway? What about Big Ridgeway?
Let's see the practices in Denver. I'm going to go up to that. So let's see the practices. Let's see the preseason games here. So look, I anticipate him making the team. But let's go ahead and see some game footage and some practice footage against somebody else to see exactly how that thing works here.
Real quick, I know we're running out of time, but I want to get your view on this one since you're doing all the groundwork and legwork over there in Oxnard. But what one player, whether it's offensively, defensively, minus the kickers, we know what the kickers have got going on, but minus the kickers, what player needs to step it up in order to either make this team or earn a starting job for the Dallas Cowboys?
Ooh. Look, Newy Scruggs is one guy, and I know he had some nice plays yesterday. But when you see Tolbert and you see Houston, playing the ones above you, and you're a drafted player, that's rare, man. That's really rare. So I think Newy Scruggs got to put some work in here. The D line, look, the D line's it's deep. There's some good football players cut off that D line. When you talk about Ridgeway there, then you got Quentin B. He was drafted last year, so maybe Ridgeway is out there. Tristan Hill is a guy that they like, but it's going to be interesting to see who makes it off this D line here, man. They've got some talent. They've got some pieces to use. Secondary, trying to keep numbers in the secondary. From a standpoint, defensively, there's some good players here, and I can anticipate the Cowboys having to lose one or two guys who go someplace and you say, wow, how did that player not make it? I go back a couple years ago when Bill Parcells had a really deep linebacker room, and you saw Scott Fujita and Scott Shanley end up leaving and going to the Saints, and they were part of a Super Bowl team. And people looking back,
well, I think we lost Newy a little bit there with that last question. But with that, McCray, what you think about these guys need to step it up? Anybody else need to step it up defensively?
No, I can't see it. I just know we all need to do what we can while we're out there. Not defensively. Only person I want to see step up the people are the kickers. All right, because with that being the biggest thing coming out of training camp right now is how bad the kickers are performing, and us having to bring in new guys this early. We haven't even made it to the first preseason game yet. And we've already released the kicker, right? So to me, it's a dire situation. It worries me. So I need those guys to step it up. I trust in Dan Quinn. I believe that the defense, the competition that we're seeing out there, the way that Newy explained it shows that these guys are playing good enough for it to be a hard decision for the coaching staff to make. Yeah, so I feel like they're stepping up.
Yeah, that's a good problem to have when you got too many good players and you're going to have to release some good ones. So hopefully everybody steps it up. But that's all the time we have here for today at the Players Lounge. We will get a sponsor one of these days, and I'll tell you who we're presented by. But as of right now, Danny McCray, Barry Church, our boy Newy Scruggs, who Wi-Fi just went out on him mid-answer out there in Oxnard, California, doing all the legwork for us. We'll be back Thursday, I believe, at 12:30. Like I said, for Barry Church, Danny McCray, Newy Scruggs, this is the Players Lounge at the SWBC Studios down here in Dallas, Texas. We'll see you on Thursday.
Actually, Frisco, but it's cool.
Frisco, my bad.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!